Hey, what is up everybody? Blades here, and today for you guys another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and taking down the Trumpeter level 40 boss to see if I can get this medal as well, seeing I do love collecting these guys. And if you guys want to try and do something similar, be sure to follow these battle effects too. Now, the Trumpeter is kind of tricky here, which is why the little trickster that's going to help you clearing this is going to be Mothman that you can see on the thumbnail. Mothman is actually going to be very helpful, seeing that they need a spiritual element on them or a mental status element, and with the skill that we do have on him, it's going to make this a lot easier. Now, I have some things kind of turned around with the team I'm at least using. This team is very defense based, so I mainly am taking down my HP while allowing myself to only take down my defense a little bit. That's because of the team that we're trying today is going to be Yusuke. So of course, if you're using this team, you very well can do so, but you're able to also use an on team, which I could possibly show at the end of the video of me clearing that as well on here. And it's just going to be slightly different with some of the attributes that we do have, but you're able to use an on team that works really well on clearing this. Now, Mothman, before we get into the video, is the huge part. As I did say, you're going to need to have this on them. The more forget boost, the better, because then it'll allow us to most likely land this. But this will last for 2 whole turns, so we can pretty much do a 2-turn like spread, which will be very, very helpful for us. Now, I'm going to use something like this. Really, the third doesn't really matter, but let's do something like this, and we should be all prepared to really take this on down. Now, I haven't seen many of you guys do this, or at least I've seen a lot of folks do it, but I haven't really seen their strats on it just yet. But I will say, if you're using this for Mothman, it should not be too difficult. Mothman itself is just going to help us deal as much damage as possible with inflicting these said forgetful stacks on them. That's going to be the great part about it, because I think it's like every 3 turns they should sound off a horn due to the Trumpeter. And so if we can stop that from happening, it'll make a lot of this easier. Now, of course, we do have to get a forgetful stack on everyone, which is going to be the hard part to do a little bit, seeing we have to land it, but I think we still got it in the bag. We just got to, of course, do some things a little bit differently than normal. And I am using Dionysus for this as well. Now, Dionysus is only going to help us out in critting, really. We don't have to crit a lot, but I would like to kind of make this quick as well. So my whole deal is seeing if I can make this an easy little fight and no one really takes too much damage. Now, granted, we don't have a shield on everybody, and I did kind of consider whether I was going to have Dionysus instead of Norn, because Norn will give us a shield protecting everybody, seeing we don't have a healer. But even then, we're mainly just kind of focusing down on everything and just trying to kill it, because we only have like 120 actions, and with a team like we're using right now that is heavily based on heavily based on defense capabilities and heavily based on already surviving, I don't think we would be able to like kill things fast enough, because it's already too stally. So yeah, we're gonna try our best. Hopefully we can get it this time. And I'm want to buff, because this is going to be round 2. So on the 3rd round is where he sounds the horn. So I think on the 3rd round, that's where I'll go ahead and make them forget again. We got to make sure at all costs they don't get those horns off, because they will give him certain different buffs, and that's not going to be a fun little experiment at all. Another thing is they do share health, so if you guys did not notice that yet, that's the reason why they're taking so little damage. So the more damage that you can deal to all of them at one time, the better it's going to be. Another reason why I do have Yusuke inside the team. Of course, if you wanted to get she's a huge help for this. She's gonna usually nuke it pretty easily, and I feel like this is probably the easiest out of the 2. Definitely would say Ashura was harder in this aspect, so a lot of people should be able to clear this one on this difficulty. So of course, if you can't clear it, don't worry, we're gonna try our best to at least help you out a little bit here. So if this does go by pretty quickly, which I'm being so real with myself, it should go by pretty darn quick. I highly doubt we're going to need to do much. I would say I doubt we're going to need to do much for this fight, so it's going to go by really fast. And I'm most likely going to add in the on section of this as well, just to show you guys exactly it works for both teams and it's possible, though my on is very badly built. So let's see what we got. Boom, do a little bit of stab. Everyone's taking some good damage. Keep in mind, my Yusuke is not like really well built either, so it really goes to show what this really can do. And boom, get some more damage off. He's gonna sound his dang horn. It's gonna deal some decent damage to us. Normally it would do a lot more damage, but seeing we haven't gave him a chance, we're actually doing very good. So everyone's looking decent. Let's go ahead and use Mothman once again. Don't want to proc forget on everybody. And I think this is GG's. This is pretty much all we had to do. Nothing more, nothing less. And let's just go ahead and do this here. Yusuke is going to finish off everything pretty naturally, seeing that our turns are looking pretty darn good as well. And I'm just going to pop this. There's no reason not to at this point. We're not going to die. We're not going to really run out of anything. So GG's. Now we just need to kill off this guy here. It's not going to be a hard section to really do so. He's going to try and summon them again, once again here. And once we kill them off all again, well, we just win. So I think all I need to do, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick cut here just to make sure you guys are able to, you know, enjoy part of the video and then see the end of it. But yeah, let me just go ahead and do this and you guys will see the results. Okay, so I just noticed that clip of me beating like the last bit of it with Yusuke did not have any audio, and I do apologize with that, but I was trying to say that we nearly got freaking clapped up. It was because we made a mistake and used our Navi a little bit too early. By doing so, it messed up our cooldowns for her and we got way lower than we should have, but still ended up winning, so it didn't harm anything. Got our level 40 badge, love that, but I want to show you guys at least a little bit that on can work for this as well, seeing that was that quick. So if you guys want to use on, there are going to be a couple things that you want to change for this method. The first thing that's going to be a noticeable change is this. Both of these are going to be checked off now. So that means no more Dionysus, no debuffer if you were using one, and this is perfectly fine. That's mainly just going to give us our 2 points back, allowing us to reallocate them elsewhere. The other thing that's going to be changed is instead of our healing being at 3 and our shield being at 1, we're going to swap them around to this being at 3 and this being at 1. Reason being is because for our on, we're using a healer, which is Lufel, and if you want, you can use Morgana, Marion, so you can use those characters to that extent. But we're not using Puppet for this, so taking down our shields is perfectly fine. Now, the other thing that's going to be changed here is instead of making him tanky, or at least more deadly with this, since we had the 2 allocated extra points, we can remove this in total and actually place it to a way that our attack is a little bit lower, our defense is a little lower, and our HP, or at least their HP, is a little higher. The reason why I wanted to do this is because if we didn't do this, this would be one of the stats that we have to lower, and that's not what we want to do. HP and defense is going to be a huge deal, especially when facing this boss with on, so try to copy exactly what you see. These are all the ones that you want to go ahead and have on here to make this as easy as possible for you and make sure that you're gonna live through this, because the Trumpeter ain't no punk. Now, for what you want to use is going to be this team, still spamming Mothman. He's gonna make everything a lot easier, but let's go ahead and show this and see if you guys can also clear it as well. Now, my on is absolutely terrible, but she does have the fire set on, but her weapon, for example, is still level 60. She's still level 70. I don't think she has any like level 10 stats, or even like, I think she only has like 1 level 9 stat. So she can be very, very inefficient for this. But first thing I can tell you, no matter what, pop off IC defense first round ASAP, because on the off chance that you don't forget people, and even if you do forget people, you're still going to get hit a little bit, you're going to take some damage, and we don't want to just die due to either being focused down or either die due to what is it called, them deciding to get us too low and then the Trumpeter finishes us off, or at least it finishes us off. We don't want that to happen. So obviously you just want to make sure you continue bashing them up here, use whatever skills you want to use. I would highly suggest Lufel keep using his AoE skill for healing. For Soy, you want to keep using the skill 3 skill 1, or no, skill 3 skill 2, of course. Make sure they have lower defense, and then for on, use the 1-3 method. Wonder, just spam forget. That's going to be your best friend, because at the end of the day, we do not want all of them to get off their forget status. If they get off this forget stat, they get off that, you're losing. You're going to die. And you don't want that to happen, because the second you get rid of any of these characters, It's going to crumple. It's not going to be a fun time. And as you can see, we once again did not forget him. It's not going to hurt anything. Just do know that he is going to put some hands on us. So we're just going to have to deal with this for at least that one round. But go ahead and skill 3. Boom, deal whatever good damage you can deal. I'm dealing practically nothing because my on is terrible. But since we do have 120 turns to play with, we should be pretty good. So even though they're hitting us down a little bit, Trumpeter's going to smack us. We don't take nearly as much damage, of course. We're able to go ahead and pop back off its icy defense. Get this on back up. Pop off our highlight once it comes up, of course. But first, see if we can forget. Once again, we missed this dude. He's gotten the luckiest out of every time I've ever done this. Like, I've never, and I mean never, thought this thing would actually sit here and dodge this 24/7. But that's something that, of course, you can figure out with getting some better ailment increases as well for hit. So there's nothing that can't be solved, but it's just something I don't want to have to do, or at least this here. And we're going to continue doing skill 1, skill 3 perfectly fine until these dudes do die. Of course, we deal more damage if they are under this forget status, so it's always better to get that off. But on the off chance you can't get it, don't worry. This is all that's going to happen. They're going to continue smacking us up, and he's going to hit us a little bit. Whew, that was actually way lower than I expected to be there. And we're just going to keep on chopping at them. Now, hopefully we don't have another one of these where they're just continuously, what's it called? Not getting forgotten. Okay, now one only got forgotten and the other 2 are up, which is crazy. But this is our own fault for not deciding to get an extra, what's it called? Forget stack or something like that on our personas. So it is what it is, but go ahead and do this again. Everyone should be pretty much good and healed anyways, so I'm not too worried on this end. Boom, we're back at full health, and just continue popping this off. Nothing's going to really happen. He should sound his horn soon, so he's going to not only get some buffs off of this, but he is going to deal some damage to himself. So I guess it's not really going to be too bad, but see what happens. And oh my god, okay, Ann's dead here. Like, oh what, she lived. Okay, I thought she was freaking dead because they focused the living god out of her for a second. But we're going to continue going this. If it does work out after this round, if let's say we don't die here, I'll just go ahead and skip ahead and you guys will see the results. But go ahead and see what happens here. I'm just going to continue healing because any point of us just dying is going to be bad for us. So do skill 1, boom, and then I think we're all good. Now, the only thing that's going to be your biggest enemy is, remember, we are getting hit by this. It's going to be SP. So on the off chance you don't have any SP, which can happen sometimes, seeing you can look at our Luful and see what's happening, try to heal up with just Luful's ult or something like this, and you'll be good. Heal with this and just what is called guard with Luful, because you don't want him to have no, what's it called, no SP. That's going to be your biggest thing. So let's go ahead and use this, and since we've made it this far, we'll go ahead and at least cut to the end as well, and crossing our fingers we complete it so I can show you guys the result. But give me 1 second. So it just goes to show that my on is way too weak, but you guys can see it. We got really close to winning this immediately, but unfortunately for us, it's just gonna take too much damage that we don't have right now. But you guys see how close we got. It is definitely possible with this team. Of course, just continue doing the same thing over and over again. I would like to get a kill here, but even if we wanted to kill here, I'm pretty positive it wouldn't be enough time because we only have 120. Yeah, 120 action. So we just don't have the damage due to us not having her prepared. But you guys who have her up, which I'm pretty sure a ton of you guys do have her up, you'll be able to complete this without a doubt. I'll show off once again the effects that you're going to be using. Nothing too crazy, nothing too secretive. It's pretty easy to do so, and hopefully a lot more of you guys are going to be able to clear this on 40 just like I was able today. Thank you guys for watching the video. Mothman's the freaking GOAT, and until next time, everybody, peace out.